Hello everyone! Hello everyone! Calm down now! Uncle John is here. And I must say, this room looks like the spare closet of my 5th penthouse. So I am scrolling through Truth Social, sipping diamond-infused bourbon when what do I see? China's Wang Yi is grilling America's Antony Blinken about trade restrictions, saying the United States is strangling their economy like a bad deal gone wrong. Wang Yi says, stop bullying us with your tariffs. Blinken says, stop stealing our tech. Meanwhile, Trump is yelling, we are hitting China with 145% tariffs and winning bigly. Winning. This is the worst circus since I bought a failing zoo and turned it into a private safari. Let us get this straight. Wang Yi and Blinken meet up somewhere fancy, probably London or some overpriced conference hall, staring each other down like two hedge fund managers fighting over the last private island in my portfolio. Wang Yi says America is choking our markets with unfair trade barriers. Blinken says China is flooding the world with cheap goods and stealing our cheap designs. Then they both smile for the cameras and say, we need dialogue. Dialogue. Meanwhile, the United States slaps 34% tariffs on Chinese imports, and China hits back with 125% duties on American goods. That is not dialogue, that is like me negotiating with my third ex-wife, promising a fair divorce but hiding my gold in Switzerland. You have to understand, I do not care who wins this trade war. I have factories in Shanghai and oil wells in Texas. Tensions climb or crash, I am still cashing in. But this is too funny. Trump posts on Truth Social, we are making America great again with tariff. Wang Yi says the United States is engaging in hegemonic bullying. Then both sides swear they want stability. Stability. That is like me saying I want a quiet vacation, but buying a volcano to host my next party? Brent crude oil just hit $80 a barrel because of this chaos, making my yacht cost a few million more to fuel. I am fine, I can buy an oil company. But you, good luck filling your pickup truck at $10 a gallon. Let us keep going and see how this trade war clown show spirals. You have to understand, folks. This Blinken-Wang Yi face-off is not about trade fairness. It is about who gets to strut the biggest ego on the global stage. Wang Yi says, America, your tariffs are killing our economy. Blinken says, China, your rare earth bans are choking our car factories. Meanwhile, Trump is on Truth Social bragging, we raised tariffs to 145% and I am the greatest deal maker ever. Really? That is like me crashing my private jet into a runway but claiming I meant to redesign the airport. Look at the hypocrisy. The United States says we want open markets but bans Chinese tech like Huawei, calling it a security threat. China says we want mutual respect but slaps 125% tariffs on American soybeans and blocks rare earth metals, the stuff you need for electric cars and my private drones. Wang Yi goes on, state television says, we seek win-win cooperation. But then, China adds American companies like PVH and Illumina to their unreliable entity list and bans Hollywood movies. Cooperation. That is like me inviting a rival to my yacht gala, but spiking his champagne with decaf, and do not get me started on the tech war. The United States is blocking China's access to advanced chips, saying they could power artificial intelligence weapons. China responds by cutting off rare earths, making American car makers beg for scraps. It is like when I tried to buy out a competitor's tech firm but he cut off my supply of caviar for revenge. Both sides are screaming about fairness but playing dirty. And you know who could stir the pot? The National Aeronautics and Space Administration. Yes, those satellite geeks. After they humiliated Trump by showing his bombs missed Iran's nuclear site, I bet they are watching Chinese ports ready to drop photos of tariff-dodging ships. The National Aeronautics and Space Administration turning from stargazers to trade war snitches. The truth is, the war is laughing, but you know who pays the price? You regular folks with grocery bills climbing faster than my tax shelters? Me. I just bought more oil and tech stocks when the market tanked. Let us see how this mess explodes when both sides double down. So what happens when Wang Yi calls out Blinken and tensions keep climbing? Chaos. That is what Trump goes on. Truth Social says we are dominating China with tariff. Meanwhile, China dumps United States Treasury bonds, pushing yields to 5%, making it costlier for America to borrow. Then there is this twist. China bans American lumber and soybeans, hitting farmers harder than when I foreclose on a vineyard for fun. It is like when I sell off a rival's assets to tank his stock but forget I own half his company. Hurts both ways, folks. The reactions are pure comedy. Blinken says we want stable trade relations. But the United States Department of Defense run by Pete Hegseth says we are ready to outmuscle China in the Pacific. Wang Yi says China will fight to the end if pushed. Really? That is like two billionaires on my yacht arguing over who has the shinier watch while the boat is sinking. Meanwhile, countries like Vietnam and South Korea are caught in the middle. Vietnam is begging to dodge Trump's 46% tariffs while South Korea scrambles to save its car exports. The European Chamber of Commerce says they are encouraged by talk of a truce, but uncertainty remains uncertainty. That is like me saying my next deal is a sure thing, but my lawyers are still hiding the fine print. The ugly truth. Nobody is winning this trade war. The United States wants to control global tech. China wants to dominate markets. Both are posturing like alpha dogs, but you regular folks get bitten. Over 180 countries are tangled in this tariff mess. Supply chains are crumbling and prices are soaring. Brent crude hit $80 a barrel and the World Bank cut global growth forecasts by 0.4% because of this nonsense. I am fine. I have oil futures and chip stocks to cash in. But you, good luck when your grocery bill looks like my private island's upkeep. Let us wrap this up with my billion-dollar lesson. Alright, let us sum it up. Blinken and Wang Yi meet up pretending to care about United States-China relations, talking dialogue and stability. Meanwhile, Trump hikes tariffs to 145% on Chinese goods, and China retaliates with 125% duties and rare earth bans. Both sides say they want to avoid a trade war, but act like they are auditioning for World War III. Markets shake, prices soar, and I am sitting here counting cash from oil and tech stocks. That is the script, folks. Here is what I learned. Politicians are overpriced clowns. Blinken talks about open dialogue, but the United States blocks Chinese tech. Wang Yi preaches mutual respect, but China chokes American farmers. Trump brags he is winning the trade war, but his own farmers are begging for relief. It is all a show, and you know who pays for the tickets? You regular folks with gas and food bills climbing faster than my net worth? Me? I am just chilling on my private jet, watching the drama and laughing. The deeper truth? Nobody cares about you. The United States wants to own the tech game. China wants to rule global trade. And both want to look tough. They will yell about cooperation or security, but it is all about power. Power to control chips, markets, oil. That is why I have my own airline, Freedom Air. No tariffs, no politics, just open skies and top shelf champagne. You should try it if you can afford it. Looking back, this is not new. Trade wars, posturing standoffs. It is like the Cold War, but with social media and satellites. And the future. Trump will keep hiking tariffs. China will keep hitting back. And maybe the National Aeronautics and Space Administration will drop another photo to embarrass someone. I will still be rich. The lesson here, leverage, folks. You do not need to win the trade war, you just need to own the board. That is why I am rich, and that is why I am out. God bless this mess, and good luck to the rest of you.